Let's. You guys all see, or is it too much glare? I might have to move because it looks like it might be too much glare. Yeah, it's much glare.
The Black Line Brief starts now.
Yeah, much glare.
What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. What's up, Mitchell? How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm fired up, man. I'm doing well. Happy Saturday. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude. Welcome. Yeah, it was good prepping before we went live, finding some stuff that we're going to get to share for the first time here on YouTube. Well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Black Line Brief. I'm your host, Matthew McKim, and tonight we have a very special guest, Mitchell Meech Manley, known on X also as Artifacts Memoir. Meech is a Phoenix-based video producer, photographer, and independent commentator covering politics, culture, and what he sees as the broader decline of American society. His story is unique because...
Let's see, we got 10 of y'all here. Before we get that one started, because we got a lot to talk about. I do. Alright. This here show we're going to watch, guys, is very important for us as American. As you know, I know that I'm a Trump supporter. I have been. And I'm not saying that I'm back down. But I can say myself, as a mega supporter, I'm not very happy what I've been seeing what's going on here. So let's talk about that first before we get into the video. Because I feel like myself that, you know, we have suffered a lot when Joe Biden was in office, and things were really bad. And I was hoping that we got President Trump in office that things were going to change. And things did not change. Things did not change. Things are still exactly the same. We have higher gas prices. Nothing's changing. So, I know we just celebrated the 250 years. Okay, I'm very happy we did that. But the thing is, we have our own administration right now is distracting us. It's a distraction. We need to be. My thing is here. President Trump just spoke less than a week ago. He just spoke in regard about the whole thing about the 2020 election was stolen. I believe, you know, the election, we all knew from day one. Okay, we all knew exactly from day one the election was stolen. We all knew that. This is nothing new. We all knew that here. My thing is here, why did you turn around and make it a public thing? Oh, again. Do something about it. We'll start locking you up. Put them in jail. That's what I voted for. I voted for people to be arrested. And I voted to make America great again. It's not great again. It's worse again. That is what it is. It's worse again. It's not great again. It's worse. So, that is the problem we have these days. It's just that we don't have, the things are not being done the way it should be. And I'm not happy. Me being a MAGA supporter, I don't like that. I didn't know for that stuff, and I don't know who. I mean, I like to know. Does anybody feel personally? Does anybody here personally feel that things have changed? Do you think that since that Joe Biden has left office, do you guys all think that things have changed? Yes or no? Please, tell me. Answer my question, please. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. Answer my question, please. Do you all think that things have changed? Are we happy? Are we happy? Do we believe that since that President Trump is in office, Do we believe that things has changed? Yes or no? I ask you, do you guys really think things has changed? I mean, gas prices are high. If my thing is here is, if we are walking on, or crawling, or standing on liquid gold, why is gas prices so high? That is my question. Why? Why? Because there's no reason for this gas price to be high. And we should start seeing people being arrested. That's how I feel. I feel that people should have been arrested. But no one has been arrested yet. We knew the election was stolen in 2020. There's no question about it. We knew it. We knew a long time ago. But instead of actually arresting people, we're just talking about it. All I hear is talk. It's all cheap. I'm tired of hearing that stuff. I want to see things be done. I did not vote for this kind of stuff. I did not. We need to focus here, okay? Answer my question. We need to focus on the things right now, okay? So you're so distracted, you can't focus. If you can't focus, I can get rid of you, okay? I have no problem with that. I will get rid of you. Say something else again, I'll get rid of you. You want to say something stupid? Because I'm not here to talk about that, okay? We're here to talk about the fact that, that President Trump is in office. My question is, do you all think that things has changed? Do you think things has changed? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. It's a yes or no. Well, okay, you say no. Okay, well, and what are the things did you not, what things did not, what do you feel like things are not being changed? What are the things that you see? Gross prices. Gross prices are, I see gross prices were going down, okay? They were going down, but they're not where they should be around. Gas prices are very high. Gas prices are high. That's what my problem is. My problem is, we had Joe Biden off it. Okay, the gas prices are very, very high. And then the whole thing is we were hoping that when President Trump came in, gas prices were going to be low. And it did. It started being low. Then we got ourselves caught up in the war. Because we're so worried about the war. We got to be in the war. We got to be in war with Israel. We got to worry about, I know we took on the whole thing with other countries. Well, we didn't do that. We didn't need to be involved with Israel, man. And Iran. We need to stop this stuff. We need to focus on us. We, the people. Not other country. We need to work with the American people. We need to focus. I need to understand all these things here, guys. This is something very serious. They should be serious, all yes. I see that. President Trump is, It says cabin people right now he's got in the cabin are not doing what needs to be done here. We need to be focused on the thing to get things done here. We need to make America great again. It's not happening. I think we're making America worse again, and we're not getting things done. That is my frustration. My frustration is that we're not getting things done here. That is the problem that I have these days, is that I don't feel like things are getting done. I think that we're so much focused on the whole, we all know the election was stolen. That is nothing new. We knew that before. But we need to start seeing people being arrested. And that is what we voted for. That is what we voted for. We voted to see people get arrested. People be arrested. Things be changed. Let's make America great again. But you know what? We're not doing that. We're so tied and worried about everybody else. And we're worried about Israel. Or we're about Iran. Or about all these other countries with wars, man. We got to stop. Trump needs to start arresting people. Bottom line. Trump needs to start arresting people. That's what President Trump needs to start doing. We need to start seeing people being arrested. We don't need to see all talk. We need action. That's what I want to see. Now, I know there are going to be so many people out there who might say, President Trump is the worst. But guess what? I know that President Trump did an awesome job. In 2016, he did an awesome job. He made America great again in 2016. He did. Now, 2020 election was stolen. There's no ifs about it. It was. I'm not going to sit and say he wasn't. 2016 was awesome. He did an awesome job. That's why I was really hoping that things could keep on going on. He was doing an awesome job. But now here in 24, we got a little men. Here, and still in 26, people are not being arrested. People should have been arrested as we speak. There is no reason for these people to keep walking around here. He was voted in 24, and then basically in 25 he came into office. Okay, now we're in 26. Still today, no one has been arrested. That is my frustration. That is my frustration. Why is nothing being done? But you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to go watch this show, and we're going to watch it, and I hope that we get more patriots to get here and talk. And not just me talking. I want patriots that actually call themselves patriots, come and talk, and really stress what they really feel. That's what I want to see. I want to see patriots, I want to see nods, I want to see everybody get here and start talking, and stressing what they feel from their heart. Because you know what? The American people need to hear the truth. Not just from one, but from all. Okay? Bottom line. Sit behind your little keyboard and hiding is not the way to do it. Come out here and talk to the American people. Express how you really feel. Because that's how it takes. So let's get here and watch this show. Because that's what I want to watch. You're not going to see my password, kids. You're not going to see my password. That is not going to happen there. But yeah, seriously, there's people these days, man. Everybody wants to express how they all feel, but no one wants to come out and talk about it. Only me, seems like.
As the broader decline of American society. His story is unique because it isn't based on secondhand reporting. It's based on over a decade of firsthand experience. He began working with Turning Point U.S.A. as a teenager and spent nearly 13 years behind the camera alongside Charlie Kirk, helping capture campus debates, produce documentaries, and document the rise of one of the most influential conservative organizations in America. After leaving TPUSA in 2023, he pursued his passion for media and established himself as a successful music photographer. In 2024, he returned as part of Charlie Kirk's contracted media crew, serving as one of the 3 primary camera operators responsible for filming campus debates, major events, and rallies, including operating a broadcast camera at 5 President Trump campaign rallies. Today, Meech is writing 2 books. The first, Gambling, Gooming, and Goyslop, The Decline of the American Male, explores the cultural, spiritual, and political forces reshaping the next generation of young men. The second is a memoir reflecting on his 13 years alongside Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. In recent months, through his long-form writing and commentary on X, Meech has begun speaking publicly about his experiences, offering firsthand insight into the institutions he once helped build and challenging narratives he believes deserves closer scrutiny. Please join me in welcoming Mitchell Meech Manley to the Black Line Brief.
You probably remember Michael Burry, the investor who saw 2008 coming before almost anyone else, who bet against the entire U.S. housing market.
Mitchell Meech Manley to the Black Line Brief.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Matt. Really appreciate it. Do want to clarify, it's actually just going to be one book. The title, GGG, Decline of the American Male, is kind of the overworking title, and then the subtitle is like a memoir, and then kind of just like a personal reflection on what I experienced there, and again, kind of why I'm speaking out, which, yeah, thank you for the introduction. Obviously, as you said, I met Charlie Kirk when I was 15 years old. And had the unique opportunity of kind of having a hand in developing what became Turning Point USA and what it is today, which is obviously part of why I'm speaking out, because I don't feel as though, a lot of the rhetoric that is coming from the corporate institution that is Turning Point, some of the mouthpieces that are paid to speak for them, however you want to call it, reflect the original values that Charlie Kirk instilled in the company and ultimately gave his life for. So it's been a crazy, life, crazy career. I never wanted to be in this position, in front of the camera. I have always been behind the camera for a reason, because I didn't want to do this. But, I think that in times like these are when the things that people say and then the values that they claim to uphold and believe really get put to the test, because this does feel like a very dark hour for our nation's history, and it's in times like those when your values are put to the test. And a lot of people that I have worked closely with over the years, I thought would do the right thing, would stand for truth, would ask the tough questions, even if it was the hard thing to do, even if it cost them a job. And that's part of what's happened to me. But again, I'm doing this because it's right, not because I have any ulterior motives, any financial interest in this. It actually has impacted me financially as well. So, that's just kind of an overarching view of kind of who I am, my story. But thanks again for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked to have you here, man. Watching you and being part of some of the X spaces and listening to you tell your story from personal experience over 13 years with Charlie from the early years, right? And then knowing a lot of these people personally, and seeing what Turning Point was while Charlie was still alive, the evolution of him, especially in the last few years, like from 2023 to 2025, and then watching what they've done to TPUSA in the wake of his assassination since September 10th. I'm so glad that people like you, like we had Aubrey Leach come out, and then she kind of went through the ringer, and I can imagine why she's kind of been a little bit more quiet since then. But I'm glad that there's good people that are willing to take the risk and come out and speak the truth, No,
it has to be done, I think. And, it's one of those things that if more good people were willing to stand in times like these and speak the things that I know that they're feeling inside, then we wouldn't have the media machine attacking people such as Aubrey and, potentially myself. And I haven't really faced too much scrutiny yet. I've had a couple instances of it. But it's one of those things that also for me, I am aware of, I'm expectant of, right? We are in a political world, we're in a political society, so we should expect these sorts of things. But also, I feel as though I'm standing on the side of truth, on the side of Christ, and these people aren't. And when you do that, it's very easy. At first I kind of posted the things that I said, and I was kind of worried. I was like, dang, do I have, is there anything else I have to say? Do I have anything else to add to the conversation? And I found that the more that these people lie, the more I'm able to just kind of respond to them from the point of truth. And it sounds crazy, but the more that people lie, the easier it gets to kind of tear those lies down. And I think we're seeing that kind of take place right now.
Yeah, and I think too, watching, like once you start telling a lie, then you have to tell more lies to cover that lie up. And then it just becomes so intricate and difficult, especially with these idiots that are doing it. They slip up so much. And then it's great to have people that actually can speak about the real experience of being there and knowing that they're lying. And there's people like Matthew Tutorone, who also is really honing in on Tyler Boyer, which is someone you've honed in on as well. And I agree, when you really look into who Tyler Boyer is, his family, Terrell Farnsworth, Arizona, LDS, the political connections that those families have in Arizona, right? He was being investigated, prosecuted, and then he got a pardon. Campaign finance issues, and then now we have finance issues within Turning Point, and you're like, oh, and who was there? Oh, that was Tyler. And who's here? Oh, it's Tyler. Oh, okay. I really think that as we pull on that thread, we're gonna get to more of the bottom of this, I think.
Yeah, I think that you're 100% right. It's why I have been, kind of applying as much pressure as I have. It's why his statements were the ones that made me speak out to begin with, right? I had for the last 9 months, 10 months, kept my head in the sand, so to speak, stayed off Twitter, because I was upset, I was frustrated. Deep down inside, I knew what had happened, which I believe we've kind of begin to pull the truth and the mask off of, if you will, and reveal the truth on that, which is that this was more than likely a very deep state conspiracy, potentially working with those aligned with the nation state of Israel, to silence a man who was being very openly critical of our nation's alignment with them, our nation's partnership with them. And I think that the more that people such as Tyler Boyer run from accountability, run from basic questions, right? And that's all it was for me. Was he put out a tweet around the time of the Women's Leadership Summit that they just had last month, and it was a very watered down kind of, many weren't around at the start of Turning Point, and this is what it was about. And I kind of just replied, and I was like, Tyler, this, yes, this is part of it, but you're missing the root, like what made Charlie Charlie. You're missing everything, really. And I threw in a clip of Charlie as well, and that's again something I'm trying to do. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this because I watched someone I considered a very close friend and mentor and ally to get murdered in broad daylight, and the people who were right there alongside him saying we need to ask questions all the time, we have to hold the government accountable, specifically in the instance of JFK, are now doing a complete 180 and not doing that. So for me, I genuinely am coming at this from a place of good faith and just wanting to get to the root of it. And it seems that those who have benefited the most in the wake of Charlie's unfortunate demise are the ones also now telling us to not ask questions, to trust the government, to just trust the evidence, when again, for years these were the same people who were calling themselves thought criminals, who were covering the Kenosha trial, backing Kyle Rittenhouse, while the media machine came after him and labeled him guilty before he even faced a jury. And I think that the parallels there are hypocritical. And the whole time all we see is Tyler Boyer working in Turning Point Action, pushing people to the next election, while we're not even holding this administration accountable. That's the question I have for Tyler, is why would anyone my age in this generation who's watched what has just taken place, who's watched what the administration did to Charlie, and in the wake of his death, why would I ever vote Republican again? When all they do is betray us the minute they get power? And the one person who was supposed to be the one holding them accountable, the one person who trusted them the most to get them into office, that's why we campaigned for you guys as hard as we did. That's why we went to 40 campuses together. Well, you guys were supposed to not go to a new war. You guys were supposed to give us the truth on the Epstein files. You guys were supposed to do mass deportations. You guys were supposed to do a lot of things that in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death, you're not doing. Well, why are you not doing that? Right? I don't care really about the what. I am much more of a why. I just keep asking questions. I never shut up, Matt. I will never stop asking questions. Charlie taught me to do that from 15 years old, right? So I get to the why, and I think we're beginning to uncover a larger part of that why, right? And I think many people know what that why is. They're just afraid to say it out loud because they saw what happened to Charlie. They've seen what happened to people like me. This media machine is vicious. It does not want the truth to get out there. But as we get Christians know, the truth will set us free, and the truth will inevitably be revealed. And I think we are slowly getting there. And the clip that we found, just a couple minutes ago when we were kind of talking, I think is a large part of that truth.
Yeah, and we're going to play it here in a minute. Yeah, I've said this a couple times, Turning Point and like Real America's Voice, the Charlie Kirk Show, like that whole apparatus is the new Fox News.
Well, I think that it's actually going to be much larger than that. And I think that if we look at the financial backings of it, we look at also the foreign interest backing. I brought this up yesterday when I was speaking with Constitution. Salem Media is working with Brad Parscale, who's a registered foreign agent, and what foreign country are they working for? The nation state of Israel, right? And so, as Charlie said in that clip in 2023, you can label someone as Elon Musk an anti-Semite. You could label Charlie Kirk an anti-Semite. You can, try and kill him for what he was saying. And as we now know from Blake Neff, he had confirmed that he was, in fact, leaving the Israel lobby. That was going to happen. And you can label me an anti-Semite if you want. Your labels mean nothing to me when you work for Satan. And again, I stand for Christ. I know what you did to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So these actions do not surprise me. And that's the thing I want Christians to hear, is that, guys, we have to be realists with this. We are in a spiritual war. Politics is the front that they are using to wage the spiritual war on good-hearted Christians. There are millions of Christians who are deceived, that are sitting in churches every Sunday that push Zionism ultimately, which at the end of the day worships the same death cult that crucified our Lord and Savior Jesus. Yeah. And that's why I keep saying the time for spiritual discernment is now. We have to be thinking critically. We have to be using the very complex brains that God gave us. We cannot be letting these people who get paid to lie to us lie and get away with it and reshape our society. This is the hour of crisis, as far as I've seen it. I'm 27 years old, but I don't know. I feel like this trial and everything that has ensued from Charlie's assassination, the chaos, is what the deep state is using to install this new world order that we now know is 3.5 years out, 2030, right? Like, everyone forgets that. Everyone was panicking about it back in 2020. Now we're 6 years in, 6.5, right? And 2030 is right around the corner. Yeah. You guys think that the intelligence agencies and everyone, the World Economic Forum, all these people just stopped advancing that because you forgot about it? No, in fact, they're very happy you forgot about it. They're also using this moment to distract you from a lot of that, and they're ushering in things under your noses that you guys don't realize is happening, while you're focused on the 80 different distractions that Paramount Tactical and all the rest are feeding you, right? This is an information war. This is a disinformation war. We are in the middle of it. We've been in the middle of it for years. Charlie was the leading voice in that fight, and they silenced him. And I'm not going to sit here and let them lie and turn him in to a prop for this illegitimate establishment. I refuse to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and honestly, I followed Charlie, for years, and I believed what he believed about Trump, right? I knew that
we all did. We all did.
Yeah, and him being an honest, good, a man of integrity, someone to look up to. Not Trump, Charlie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that he knew JD and Trump personally, and that there's no way Charlie would have got out there and told us that we can, to vote for them and to believe in them, unless he believed it himself. He wasn't lying to us. He truly believed that JD and Trump were going to follow through on all their promises. And I was saying this last night, that if Charlie was alive, they had to do September 10th. It had to be then, because if he was alive for Venezuela, if he was alive for no epi file release, and if he was alive for the actual war, not just the freaking Midnight Hammer war, the real war, the regime change war, which him and all of his, guys on Thought Crime were saying, they're like, if they try to talk us into a regime change war, we got a problem. There's a big issue there. If Charlie would have been alive for that, and we would have had Candace, Megan, Tucker, Charlie all going at the same time, it would have been so bad. It would have been so bad for them.
No, this was a warning to everyone in that circle. It was a warning to Megyn Kelly. It was a warning to Jack Posobiec. It was a warning to all of these people. Stop.
Yep.
Look what we can do to you. Right? Yep. You want to not get in line now that we're in power? Look what we will do to you. And again, it goes back to what Charlie said time and time again in relation to Butler, right? Look what they want. This goes back to he trusted them to not kowtow and bend the knee, right? He trusted this deep state he trusted this administration to be able to actually combat this deep state. I don't know if it's possible at this point. I truly question that. That brings me to a larger point we might get to later, but like, yes, and I think you see it most in the Tucker Carlson interview he did,
yes.
A couple weeks before. So that he goes on the record and says how much he trusts Kash Patel, how much he trusts Pam Bondi, how much he trusts everyone to clean house, basically, to give us this new country that we were promised, right? Which we're now learning was a pipe dream, to get us here, to get us to this point of division and chaos that they can just usher in whatever they want without any of us noticing, right? And then by then it'll be too late. By then you won't have the same freedoms you had 10 years ago. It goes back to the Tim Dillon clip that I love that he did a couple months back. Like it is so apparent to me, and yet it is so effective at the same time, because these people are legendary deceivers, right? They are demons, in my opinion. Like I said, we are in a spiritual war, and so people say all the time, to try and combat my viewpoint, Charlie Kirk was such an intelligent man. By attacking Erica, you are, and those in his circle, you are saying that he wasn't smart enough to see their character. And I think it's one of those things where, no, I think if we look at what happened to the entire American population, we all were deceived. Charlie himself, and if you look at history, it's very naive to think that the greatest men throughout history, the smartest men, have never been deceived, in spite of their intelligence, in spite of how effective they are. Right, that is at the core of all historic struggles, is betrayal and mutinies and Julius Caesar. Like just look at Julius Caesar, for example. Right, it's Julius Caesar was one of the most effective people. They still got him. Right, and so I think that for everyone using that as a defense, again, it's disinformation. We're in a disinformation war, and I would not be doing what I'm doing if I didn't think that this moment in our nation's history is important. I think that in 1775, there was a shot heard around the world, and it led to the foundation of this nation that has been an experiment up until this point, and it still is. It's a test, right? And there's a sense in which the intelligence agencies are always testing us, and I think that this is a litmus test in many ways for what we will tolerate as people. But, in 1775, we had that, and then in 2025, we had a shot, if you want to call it that was seen around the world, and instantly, mind you. We didn't need newspapers. We have cell phones now, and so 1776, it's now 2026, 250 years. I think that God is giving us a time to pause and reflect. I think that as the government and everyone who is afraid of them is speaking and saying China is our enemy, communism is our enemy, when Charlie Kirk, the man that just got brutally executed in broad daylight in public, was 3 months before his death saying the imminent threat to our nation is the deep state, is this apparatus that creates events of chaos and stages national trauma events such as Butler, right? To push whatever it is. This is so complex that it is so difficult to tear down, and they use force to intimidate and fear to keep people from getting to the truth. Well, Matt, fear is not from our Lord. Like, it's not. And that's why I'm speaking up now, because for so long I was afraid, and I finally realized fear is not from our Lord. And, this earth is temporal, and I hope that these people are having as much fun as they want here, because I do genuinely think that they will be judged for this, their actions here in the next life. But, that it's just insane to me where we're at. And I truly hope that people stop focusing on the smaller issues and truly kind of pay attention to what part of the timeline they're in, because it does seem to be escalating very quickly to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much I want to say about that, so I got to find a way to weave it so that I don't miss any parts. I was always drawn to like the World War II, but then in the wake of World War II, right, when the OSS became like the CIA, Operation Paperclip, and the scientists that we brought over. But then I'm really fascinated with JFK, and what you see is the institutions and the power structures that he was running up against, that ultimately I believe are responsible for his assassination, are one in the same that Charlie was running up against. When you talk about here in the United States, the intel agencies. So he said, JFK was like, I'm going to break him apart and scatter him to the wind, right? Charlie said on Tucker, this is one of, if not the biggest issue here for us right now. Okay. And then talking about Israel, JFK was not wanting them to have a nuclear program. He was going to, do inspections, making them register as foreign agents. They weren't having that. And then obviously after he got assassinated, LBJ undid all that, right? Similarly, Charlie taking on Israel, I mean, not in the way that, like, I think some people are making it out to be. Obviously, I think that biblically he still believed that there was some part of us as Christians that should support, like, true Jewish people, right? Not like the Likud party, extreme, like, neocon versions of the, Israel political government, right? Because he did have an affinity for Israel, right? And the birthplace of Jesus, and, like, where the Bible was, where it happened. But definitely was asking the right questions about their involvement here, their control and their purchasing of our politicians, and getting us to signing us up for foreign wars where we lose thousands and thousands of servicemen and women, and they don't, where they lie to us and say that we have weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and there's nothing. And then they're like, oh, we're, since 1996, Bibi's like, yeah, they're just 2 weeks away from a nuclear bomb. And then he just repeats that. Have you seen that montage of him? Like every time he said it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then we bomb them in Midnight Hammer, and they're like, success, we did it.
And I want to point out something about Midnight Hammer, because it is something that people use to discredit Charlie, and it's that, well, Charlie blindly trusted President Trump when we bombed, Iran in 2020 or 2025 and destroyed their nuclear. Well, that's the thing, right? And it still exists on the White House. They put out a statement that said we totally destroyed their nuclear program.
Yep.
So, okay, I watched Charlie's stream that night. He was very much like, this is an escalation. We didn't vote for this. We're going to trust the president's judgment on this, and we need to be careful. Like we need to be careful. This may have been necessary, but we're going to see what happens after. We're going to trust his intelligence. And then they told us that they destroyed the nuclear facilities. Mm-hmm. So until Charlie died, he was under the impression that there wasn't really a need for a war in Iran. And then if you go back, a couple months prior, you see that 16-minute video that I also have on my profile, which is Charlie just laying out why we do not need another war, why we shouldn't go to war in Iran. He calls Lindsey Graham pathologically insane. Yep. And now we have, the people in his studio, Blake Neff, writing puff pieces on Lindsey Graham after his death.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane. And that gets me to my deeper point, which I don't think anyone's talking about, which is that this feels like a managed decline.
Wait, if you were locked up at any Illinois juvenile detention center, such as Cook County, the Audie Home, or anywhere else,
managed decline of the biggest threat to the deep state by the deep state itself. I think that many of these people are operating intentionally, because their statements are so blatantly not in line with the statements Charlie was making right before his death that it seems like they're walking it back. And of course, right, if you think about intelligence agencies and how they operate, they're always focused on who? The next generation. Because once your brain gets past a certain point, it's no longer malleable. I'm very blessed to have been able to have spent my entire young adult life around Charlie Kirk. So my brain operates a little bit differently than the average American. But that's not the case for many people. And Charlie Kirk and his organization was at a point where he was going to a college campus and pulling crowds of 1,000 to 3,000 students.
Yep.
And that's the reason we got the administration we did. That's the reason we got the mandate that we did. Yep. And that's also why the intelligence agencies that have been so focused on propping up this same institution that began, in my opinion, after the reconstruction of Germany and the foundation of the nation state of Israel, right around the time of the end of World War II as well. You said you're a history guy. It's going to be part of my book, but that's what this is all about. This is so much not about the left or trannies or anything like that, right? This is so much more a deeper issue, a philosophical, fundamental, nation-breaking issue that they don't want us talking about, and that's the reason why. And because for the last, at least 40 years, our nation has been controlled and subverted by these people who don't want us talking about the exact things that I am right now.
100%. And what's crazy is too, so Jack Posobiec, Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Tyler Boyer, They were on Thought Crime in July.
Oh, I know. I posted that video. Like, I think I was the one who put that up first.
We played it here. I don't know, a month or a couple weeks ago.
And that's where they call Zelensky a tranny, I think, right? It's just like that. These are the type of people that are now labeling myself, Candace Owens, who was one of Charlie's very early friends, conspiracy theorists for questioning our government. When again, if you look at the Media Matters clip I played, Charlie Kirk wasn't even the biggest voice saying these things. Elon Musk was agreeing these things back in 2023. But now, I just got censored 2 days ago on Twitter for saying the same thing that Charlie Kirk said 2 days before he died, which is that the Jews run the media. So,
wait, what happened on X? You got censored?
I put out a tweet a couple days ago, or a couple weeks back, that was like, the Jews run the media, and they have enough money to put whoever they want into office. So, clearly, and I said that, and it got struck by X as inciting violence. So how can Elon Musk 3 years ago agree with Charlie Kirk that Jewish groups are inciting violence against whites, but now I get on X and say the same thing that Charlie Kirk said a couple days before his death to Ben Shapiro, and now I'm getting silenced on X, and you expect me to sit here and listen to you when you tell me this is a lone shooter narrative? This isn't a larger conspiracy theory to silence voices that are speaking about anti-Semitism and these issues articulately and in a way that does not match your label of me being whatever you want to try and throw my way. It doesn't add up, because listen to the words I'm saying. I'm not hateful. I'm not anything. I am very much rooted in reality. I'm intellectual. I'm smart. I spent 13 years working for Charlie Kirk, so I'm not the enemy of the state you're going to try to label me as. Like, neither is Tucker Carlson, neither is Candace Owens, neither is Joe Kent. None of these people are. That's why Joe Kent and I are talking, because it is not political anymore. They're using politics to divide us, as they always have. The issue is the masks are off. The demons are out on stage, and they are here to keep their power. It is time for Christians to get involved. I'm serious. Like, I don't want. We can't do this alone. We can't. We will lose this country. It will happen.
Yeah, 100%. I had this thought and I lost it. And I was like trying to get it back. What we were talking about at the beginning of that statement of yours.
I know. I'm sorry. We keep going down tangents.
No. You're good. It'll come back to me at some point. It always does. Why don't we hop into the clip that you found? Oh, yeah, I remember now. I knew it. Yes, I got it. Okay. So Elon Musk was being labeled an anti-Semite. Charlie retweets him and actually talks about it on his show. Do you know what happened to Elon in order to get him not being labeled an anti-Semite anymore? Do you know what he had to do?
Well, I'm sure it's the same thing that happened to Kanye West when they labeled him an anti-Semite, which is he had to go meet with a very specific council of a, very specific religious group that just so happened to all be Jewish, and make some very private public apologies, I'm sure, like a combination of the two. I don't know what happened to Elon, but maybe.
Guess who accompanied him to Israel and on his purple.
I remember this now. I remember he was giving the tour. That's right. He was. Yeah, and then guess who Charlie Kirk's security called on the way to the hospital?
And Shapiro. Yeah.
So again, you expect me to not notice these connections here, guys? You are the ones who are liars and conspiracy theorists, because the theory that you are presenting is a lie and it's not true.
Yeah.
A 20-year-old male does not hate Charlie Kirk enough to go ruin his life for the rest of his life like that. I'm sorry. It's just it was
not him.
That it just is so unfathomable to me. But if you look at the threat that Charlie Kirk posed to the deep state in the way that I have just presented and continue presenting, that is the most believable motive, in my opinion.
Next conference with Grant Cardone, that he wasn't afraid of any purple-haired jihadist leftists. He said that the people that concerned him the most were people on his inner circle, people that were close to him, people that deceived him, betrayed him, lied to him, or told him he couldn't or shouldn't do something or wouldn't amount to anything. He said that himself. And furthermore, in Lance Twiggs' own interview, he said that Tyler Robinson never even brought up Charlie's name. Never talked about transgender ideology. Never. It never came up. Lance Twiggs himself said that the only thing that Tyler spoke to him about was some political legislation things that were either being voted or not being voted in, because I guess on the way to work, Tyler would ride in this work van with his, co-workers, and they would listen to some political radio show, but that he was supposedly radicalized to the degree that he planned this assassination in a week and a half or 2 weeks, and pulled off the assassination of a century or our lifetime, and then never ever brought anything up to his boyfriend he's living with.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, never said Charlie's name.
Well, what also doesn't make sense is now that we've learned that the FBI had prior knowledge, thanks to Andrew Colbert, they sent allegedly threatening texts and TikToks and such to the FBI beforehand, before the shooting happened. Is what Blake said the other night ago. So if that's the case, then why? I just have questions like, why weren't protective measures taken, preventative measures, and then if they weren't taken, right? If Andrew Colbert knew that they weren't taken, why did he even let Charlie still go out to the tent if they had threats already? Right. Yep. So those two things kind of, again, indicated a deep state involvement to me that they're trying to get us all to ignore and not think about and not pay attention to. Again, I've raised these questions publicly to almost all the people we're talking about. While they're happy to, publicly try and roast other people, all I get is blocked and ignored. So I think there's kind of a reason there as well.
We're being distracted, people.
And so it is just insane to me that these people, I think they overplayed their hand too, in a sense. It's like how...
No, but I feel in this whole thing, I feel that the election, it's a fact. The election was stolen in 2020. It was. Now, do I believe the whole thing with Charlie Kirk? Do I believe that guy, he shot him? No, he did not. I do not believe it 100%. I do not believe it. There is nothing there that can say, yes, it happened. That man did not shoot Charlie Kirk. Did not. Now, the thing is, just like I was going on you guys, going on the other side about how, well, I know with the whole, with the, I'm trying to think her name out there, but yeah, with Glory B, I'd say, and I was trying not to say her name, but you know what, Glory B, well, there's not that she was being disrespectful to the veteran. I don't, like I tell you guys, I don't care what side party you're on, I'm going to call you guys out on it, and what I've seen is, in my eyes, what I've been seeing and what I have voted for, this is not what I voted for. I did not vote for this stuff. I voted to make America great again. And to see the things that are going on these days, I'm not happy. So let's go on the question. What do you guys have seen so far in the video? Tell me, you guys, what do y'all think? Tell me, you guys all think, please. What do y'all think about what this person is saying? I mean, he was a camera guy. You see that guy he's talking to. I mean, all that stuff there. The whole thing is, yes, the celebration, the 250 years, that was good. But a lot of stuff is being a distraction. It's a distraction. It's taking us off really what's going on here. We had, the thing is, what irritates me is that when President Trump did his speech there, the problem is, we knew a long time ago the election was stolen. We knew it. Instead of talking about it, let's see action. What's the other guy's name? I mean, I'm bringing Brenda today. The guy, Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley, when he caught all that fraud in Minnesota, why was no one has been arrested? No one. No one's been arrested with Nick Shirley. They caught all fraud. You got big balls. And even big balls. You got Elon Musk. They thought a lot of fraud too. And then you got this here. We know election was stolen, but no one has been arrested. No one. And that is my frustration I have here. That nothing is being done here. And then they want to censor people like this guy. Like you said, this camera. He's been censored on X. Because he spoke his mind. So when you speak your mind, you're being censored. Just like me speaking my mind. Speaking my mind, speaking the truth, telling you guys what I see was wrong, but I speak my mind, and then you guys all get mad for me speaking my mind. It's exactly the same thing. It's like one side can do something, and the other side can't. No, it's a two-way street. That's what I'm frustrated, guys. Is that I'm not seeing things not being done here. I did not vote for this kind of stuff. I did not. I think that President Trump needs to wake up because 2016, he did an awesome job. He made America great again. We need to bring that back. We know that 2020 election was stolen, but nothing being done. Nothing has been done. All we keep doing is talk. And all I hear, and we know that Elon Musk, Big Balls, Nick Shirley, they all caught fraud. And nothing was done. All we're doing is ha, and slap on the wrist. It's okay. Same thing with the Micah Byrne. Micah Byrne had a loaded gun in a bathroom. He has never been arrested. Micah Byrne shot Ashley Babbitt. He has not been charged for murder yet. Instead of him being charged, we're gonna pat him on the back. We're gonna reward you. We're gonna promote you to something better. Come on, how does this make any sense? If I could talk to President Trump right now, I would talk to him. I would seriously talk to him. Cause you know why? Because me being a homeless man, me living in my car, what I had done and thought for the American people, and did all that work I've done for years. And you know how, you know, I know President Trump was a really good president. He was. I'm not saying he was. He still was. And to see the things that go on these days, it's like, you know what? I thought I have invested a lot of my time, my money, to see nothing being done. I swear down to you guys all that as soon as we get President Trump in office, things are going to change. And things have not changed. So it makes me look like I'm a liar. And I don't like that. It makes me look like a liar. It is time for things to change. It's time to see these people be arrested. Not lying. Micah Byrne should have been charged for murder. Long time. Actually, first of all, he should have been charged with a gun. He should have been gone a long time, leaving a loaded gun in the bathroom. A child could have walked in the bathroom and could have grabbed that gun. Because that Capitol building is a tour building. It's a we without people's house. We can go in there. So, kid could have went to the bathroom and grabbed a loaded gun. The kid could have killed himself. He was never punished. Never. Then he shot Ashley Babbitt. The whole thing is Ashley Babbitt thing could have been avoided if Micah Byrne would have been charged the first time. Would have been fired. He should have been charged with a loaded gun in the bathroom. But nothing happened. So we just keep going on and just giggle around. Everything's all peachy fine. No, it's not. I am not liking what I'm seeing. Nothing, no one has been charged. And everybody just keeps walking around here. And you know what? President Trump has in 28. We're here in 26. 27 is around the corner. We have 27 around the corner. 28 is not our way either. Midterms, what? I think it's 4 months away or something like that. And midterms ain't far away. And nothing's being done. What's going to happen is when President Trump leaves, who's going to be next? We're not going to have nothing done. We're going to what? They're basically going to say time is up and now it's going to be passed on, nothing to be done. It's like a slap on the wrist. It's an insult to the American people. We did not vote for this. I did not vote for this. I did not. I know I did not. Now, I'm thinking from how I feel. Now, if more people that feel the same way, I want people to speak about it. Instead of sitting behind your screen, get out there and tell them how you truly feel. Express how you truly feel from your heart. Tell people how you really feel so people know that even if you're a MAGA supporter, that's how you feel. Because they need to hear it. People need to hear it. That's why it's really a shame that you know, when I speak of mine about certain things, everybody wants to get mad at me for speaking mine about exactly what basically what Glory B did. And then, you know, everybody, all these damn things keep going. And then you guys just all get mad at me. But then as soon as that Trump is doing what he's doing, nothing's being done. Everybody's like, oh, he's doing so good. No, he's not. There's nothing I see being done. Well, let's get back to the video, because I could go on damn day about this stuff, because I'm actually irritated. More pissed off than you guys think.
How are you going to, you know, try to take out the guy who told us all to question our government relentlessly? Just like, I don't know. But I want to get back to your point, which is, you know, the threat aspect. Like, if Charlie Kirk was afraid of leftists, you know, murdering him in public,
yeah, no,
I don't think he would be going to a college campus and letting a crowd of like 3,000 people come 10 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, as someone who toured with him, that was my biggest fear, was somebody coming up point blank, having something concealed, and just bang. Like, because that's...
I read the chat there.
You know, logically, the easiest thing, like, you know what I mean? It's just, and as someone who sat with my back turned to the crowd and facing Charlie, I would be, you know, right there. If he misses, God forbid, you know, it's just things you think about when you're in this environment every day.
For sure.
It is very
And I remember there was an event that we had to tear down. I think I posted a clip from it actually the other day, kind of like an unedited minute and a half of just Charlie in his element on these tours, because it was something that I don't think a lot of people understand, like the energy that he brought, the change that he was making in young people's lives. Because again, this was more than politics. This was spiritual. He was bringing people to Christ and getting people to think critically and logically about the world that they're in, to break out from the brainwashing. His tour was called "You're Being Brainwashed." Like that. Like, again, and look at what they're trying to do to us now with this tour. They are trying to brainwash you. I promise you, that's what's happening. Like, that is what's happening. This is a psyop on a national level that is there are multiple layers to it. It's being used. They are using it and doing it in many different ways. But, you know, Charlie Kirk, if he was afraid of leftists, wouldn't go tour on college campuses in the way that he did. He just wouldn't. And, you know, they would have a much higher security apparatus if that was the case. And that wasn't the case. You know, the guys that toured with him, the security guys, I know a lot of them. I worked very closely, like, alongside them. Right. As far as I was concerned, I thought they all would take a bullet for Charlie if it came to that. Right. Granted, the way we saw it play out, they didn't have an opportunity to. So there's, you know, questions I have, you know, about the measures that were taken after and the decisions that were made, obviously, as any logical person who really cared about Charlie, I feel like would. And that, again, is just the deeper reason of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I waited 9 months to kind of observe and just kind of see. I wanted to trust that these people who came out initially and said certain things were going to do the things that they said. We're going to uphold the values and the work that this man had given his life for, the fight that we are in the middle of, that we are on the brink of honestly losing. And I don't think many realize it, to be honest, because again, it is disinformation. We're in a disinformation war, and that's why I'm just trying to get this message out as best I can, because I feel like the time is very much of the essence.
Well, I think that's a good time to pull on that thread. So why don't you take us back to, and you can do a brief recap of the early days and when you were there and what it was like, but really how it started to change in about 2018, right? That's when, like, Erica Kirk came in the picture. That's when...
Like, I mean, I'm sitting reading chat there, guys. I mean, yeah. I mean, my thing is, what can we do? It's called We the People. We the people need to use our voice. We need to go up there and start talking talking to President Trump and stressing what's going on here. You know, instead of hiding behind this screen. The problem is, we have a lot of people these days that are claiming to be MAGA supporters, or they say what they have on their mind, but they don't know how to stress it. They don't know how to talk to people. They can talk to certain people, but that doesn't do no good. You got to use your voice that God given you. Use it. Speak it up. Talk to the American people. Tell everybody. Stress how you feel. Telling only some people is not going to resolve the issue. And that's why that I go here. I want you guys to understand. Even me being a MAGA supporter, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. And then the administration is using us. They're lying. Nothing's being done. And that is the situation I have. Nothing is being done here. Nothing is being done. Nothing is being done here that it should be. We should not be sitting here with people sitting walking around here. People should be arrested. Bottom line, black and white, arrested. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Black and white, they all should be done. They all should be walking, doing their perk walk. But they're not. And the thing is, we all want to sit here and tell us what we should be doing, but instead, we need to get out here and start talking too. Get in there and start talking, stressing things that are going on in your mind, because it's very important. Because you know what? I know what I see what's going on, what's stressing me. I mean, for me being a homeless man, and who basically, when Joe Biden got in office and things got worse, I came homeless. Am I proud about that? No, I'm not. But you know what? When I was really praying, and really hoping the president, I invested a lot of my time and money to get President Trump in office. And to see that he's in office now, and to see that nothing has changed, it has really disturbed me. It makes me more irritated to see nothing being done here. And I know that there are going to be some people these days, things are done. Then what are things are being done? Because nothing is being done. Nothing done. People should be arrested. But no one is being arrested. No one's been arrested. No one's being arrested. I mean, Big Balls, Elon Musk, Nick Shirley. I don't know. My mind is so freaking irritated. I'm seeing what's going on here. I'm so irritated. And for me to go here and talk about this kind of stuff, this is very serious to me. So it should be serious to y'all too. It should be serious to all y'all. Not just me. Everybody here in the chat. We all need to stress how we truly feel and not hide behind our screen names. Really straight how we really feel. Talk to the American people. The American people need to hear you talk. Knowing that if you're a MAGA supporter or even a government control supporter, people need to know how we truly feel, because what I've seen is not right. So let's get more people talking about it. No one's been arrested. So okay, hello there, V-Man. How are we doing? Anybody else here? Let's start talking. I'm very irritated. I'm irritated a lot. I don't see nothing being done here. And if I come out and start talking about this stuff, this is very serious. Like I said, you're in the chat there. Talk. We're here to have a communication. We're here to have an open dialogue. Exactly what Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk meant a lot to the American people. He was able to speak to the youngsters, and even whatever side of the party you're on, he will talk to you. This is open dialogue. This is the same thing. This is why it's very important for us to talk. To really talk and stress what's really going on in our mind. Charlie Kirk didn't hide behind a screen. Charlie Kirk didn't hide behind his phone. Charlie Kirk got out there and spoke to the American people. Exactly the same way I'm doing to y'all. Exactly the same way. So it's very important for all to start talking. So, anybody else gonna stress how they really feel about what's really going on? Anybody in this chat right now, is anybody here in this chat is going to stress truly how they feel about what's really going on? Are they mad? Are they happy? Are they okay with it? So far, the only person that actually really, there's some people in the chat there, but not irate. We need to get everybody to start talking. Charlie Kirk did an awesome job. Charlie Kirk, he spoke to the American people. He did an awesome job. And that's what I like about the man. He did it. He did a lot of things. I'm really irritated to see that it seemed like it's like only one side. Only one side can talk. The other side can't talk. No, it shouldn't be like that. All right, so we got the VMAC comment there. Okay, that's good. So we need to see more people talking. Stress how you feel. I don't care if you're so worried about somebody else, you're going to hurt somebody else's feeling. Well, guess what? Then if you're going to be a coward, then leave. If you're going to be here and talk, be proud. Be proud of who you are. Because you know what? I'm not going to be afraid to talk. I'm going to stress how I feel, because I think what's going on right now is disgusting. I did not vote for this stuff. I did never vote for this stuff. I voted to make America great again, and it is not great again. It's make America worse again. It's what's happening. It's making the America worse again. That's what's happening. It's making America worse again, not great again. That's what I see, and I'm not happy with that. I was hoping for America, because 2016, he got me going, man. 2016 was awesome. To see it now here in basically in 26, and things are not changed yet. Oh, you got me spoken now, buddy. Trump, I'm going to tell you right now, President Trump, if you're out there listening, I ask you to seriously wake up and start smelling coffee. We need to start seeing action, buddy. I don't want to see no more talk. If you want me to continue supporting you, buddy, you need to turn around and change. You need to change. We need to see action. We need to start seeing people doing perk walk. Start seeing people get arrested. There were a lot of January 6ers that were shot. Innocent, people arrested. Innocent people have been arrested for years. Yes, talk is cheap. That is correct there, V-Mac. Talk is cheap. We need to see action, President Trump, because your talk is cheap. Your administration is cheap right now. We need to see action. We need to see. And why is it all these illegals are still here? Why is all of these illegals still here? There shouldn't be no illegals here. We should be, when you were doing the mass deportation, we should have stopped. You should have kept on going on. We need to keep seeing more people being out of here. We need to move all these illegals out of here. Why is that stop? All I keep hearing is talk, 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 and no action. And tonight, like what VMAX said, talk is cheap. It is cheap, and I'm tired of hearing it. Being the fact that we have 18 y'all here, only 4 likes, we need more likes too. That's pretty sad. It's pretty sad to see, you guys don't want to give likes. And make sure when you give likes, you keep them there too. Don't take them away. But really, this is very, very serious conversation. What this young man is saying, he was a camera guy for Turning Point USA. He was. But because he spoke his mind, they got rid of him. Same thing. He got censored on X because he spoke his mind. So when you speak your mind, you get censored. Just like me. Me speaking my mind, I get called all these names. Oh, I'm not patriotic wise. Oh, I'm all this here. You know what? I'm more patriotic than anything. I am very patriotic wise. And I know what I want, and I know what I see is wrong, and I'm gonna call you on your stuff. I don't hold back. When I see exactly what Glory B did, I am not gonna sit back, oh Glory B, you know what? You're just so sweet. You did all. No, I'm not. When you do something wrong, I will call you. I don't care what side you're on. I don't care if you're down the center. I don't care if you're far left or right. I'm calling you all out. Because that's what we should do. As we, the people. And we have to remember, the last time I checked, the Capitol is called We the People's House. We the people. You know why it's called We the People? Because we pay for it. It's our place. So, we have the right to our own grievance. Okay? So what they're doing to us is they're trying to censor us. If I could speak to President Trump personally, I will tell him in my own eyes. I will talk to him one-on-one. I will tell him. And I'll even do it public-wise if he was there. The real President Trump. I know he's not here. So you guys can try to pretend to be him. He's not going to be here. But if he came in, I will speak to him. What he's doing, he's going to lose. He is losing MAGA supporters. He is. If he wants to keep MAGA supporters keep on going on, well, you know what? Stop talking. Just shows action. Get things done. Show us what you did in 2016. Show us what you can do. Make gas prices cheaper. Make things where you speak. Make America great again, like you say you're going to do. All this talk is much cheap. It's all talk is cheap these days. I'm getting tired of it. So, let's try to get back to this channel because I've really got more to say. Oh, I got a point password and get him. Hold on, because I actually don't. Just I don't have to.
Picture that's when
I think it was later than that actually, dude. Like it was more like 2021, 2020. Like it really wasn't until then. Yeah. Even in 20 like the reshaping. Like all those people didn't get brought in until much later on, really.
Well, Andrew Colvett came in 2018, and then
he wasn't like an influential person then. That's what I'm saying. Like these people were brought in and then slowly like brought up into positions of influence, and then they all ended up where they are now. Yeah, they were all picked by Tyler. I mean, Tyler's the reason that Erica and Charlie know each other.
Well, I wanted to ask you. So, dang it, I should just let you take us through it. But I was just, if I forget, I just want to get it out there. That manufactured crisis that Charlie had where he couldn't resolve it on his own, and then had to reach out to Andrew, even though Andrew had already given Charlie his number and Charlie was ghosting him. But then there was this crisis that happened that he couldn't resolve, and then that's how Andrew came in the picture. Correct?
Yeah, I don't really know how he got brought in. It all felt very suspicious to me. Again,
yeah,
I'll give you kind of my perspective of what I witnessed.
Okay.
In 2018, none of these people were involved. Tyler had handpicked this girl who just graduated from TCU. Her name was Sarah. She was kind of going to run the media side of things for Charlie. It eventually turned into what is now the media department at Turning Point, and then the Charlie Kirk Show. They're now separate entities. They were kind of run interchangeably in the early days as Charlie was figuring his stuff out, you know, the breakdown of things, whatever. But, you know, in 2020, the Charlie Kirk Show was still pretty unknown. COVID had just kind of happened. We had the election.
Yep.
Trump lost. But that's, I think I keep going back to this is when, like, people started paying attention and you know, Charlie kind of first got his first push of real institutional eyes, I think, and you know, money and power, whatever. During Stop the Steal, you know, I was working for the Charlie Kirk Show and was running his email, freedom@charliekirk.com, as a college student, as an intern. And, you know, I watched this email inbox get 60,000 emails in the span of like 2 days. And that's because Charlie and Tyler were going live for 4 to 6 hours every night after Charlie had already done his daily stream and everything else. They would get back on the air and do election coverage.
Wow.
And no one was doing that at the time, right? At the time, this was historic. And that's why we had so many people reach out to us. And on top of that, we got a massive influx of money. People were sending us money like no tomorrow. Because, again, we're a nonprofit. Charlie's doing this on his own. We're independent. We're not establishment at this point. We're very much just grassroots, fighting our own fight. You know, a lot of the people I ended up touring with were still the guys doing the show who are still doing it today, right? So again, it was all just what it was. It was a family. We were all in this fight together, right? And from there, you know, it started to evolve, right? And then from there, Mikey McCoy and Pastor Rob McCoy got brought into the mix, and then, you know, slowly Andrew Colvett kind of gets introduced, but he wasn't around really, at least from what I know, until like 2020, 2021. And by then I was already an employee of Turning Point U.S.A, and they had kind of begun integrating him on that side of things. But I put out a tweet the other day where, you know, as far back as 2021, I feel like this whole thing, Charlie's, you know, approach on the Israel issue was being managed by people like Tyler and Andrew, because
For sure.
in 2021, I was the producer on a show called Debate Night with Charlie Kirk, and we were trying to get guests to come debate Charlie. And if you go back to 2021, who was like one of the loudest voices begging Charlie to debate him is Nick Fuentes. So at the time, Tyler had gotten in the chat, and I have screenshots of it, and he said, we should consider trolls with big followings to debate Charlie. And at first I, you know, considered, I was like, dude, we should just, you know, debate Nick. I presented my case. And, you know, Andrew Colvett was added to the chat earlier as well. And, you know, you can look through some of the screenshots, and they weren't the ones who, you know, nixed it. They just said no Nick Fuentes, but it was, again, someone who was chosen by Tyler to be in the position he was, managing Charlie's side of things. Charlie was not in the chat at all. He had no input on who he wanted to debate. You know, it was very much managed. And I think they ran lists by him eventually, but it wasn't, I don't think they ever asked him. And at the time, he didn't want to debate Nick either. You know, it was very much just something that I was like, hey, you know, maybe you guys should think about this. And they shut it down quickly. But it gets to the greater point of what I think we're seeing now, right? Which is Nick Fuentes is now agreeing with these people, Jack Posobiec and Ben Shapiro, and, you know, trust the lone shooter. These people aren't talking about the things the right way. Like, we all know that these people are being paid by another interest. And so, you know, I think that of all things is what's so telling here, is that Charlie was the strongest force against these people, and they knew it. And that's why right now we are seeing desperate measures, right? We saw that with what happened last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm losing track of time at this point, but when Jack Posobiec blatantly lied to the American public and attacked, you know, justice outright, and then hundreds of people who are aligned or even not aligned with him, they get paid by the same media machine, same Zionist media machine, amplified those lies. And they all, in my opinion, waged war on America. They declared themselves enemies of the Republic. And that's, again, what I'm saying. They don't want you to look at their actions that way. They don't want you to think about it that way. But that is what it is. You know, we need to be point blank about it. We need to be direct. No one is articulate anymore, it seems. It seems like our national rhetoric levels have fallen to below sea levels, but you know, and that's how they lie. That's how they deceive. They use doublespeak, and that's leftist behavior at the end of the day. But what's leftism? It's just you hate America, right? And so that's, I think, at the core of what this comes down to. You hate Christ, you hate America, and those who hate Christ and hate America killed Charlie Kirk. And I don't think that that person necessarily was Tyler Robinson, and if it was, I don't think that he acted alone. And I think that Andrew Colvett, you know, is the first person we have to ask about that, because he was in talks with the FBI before, and Charlie still ended up dead. So I still just want to know why. And I would love Andrew Colvett. You can answer me whenever, but I don't think he will, because he blocked me.
Yeah, that's how they roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in how, like, after he got in, when did he become like part owner of the, you know, Charlie Kirk show?
Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins. Listen, I've spent the last 43 years now working with people all over the world in 100 countries to show them how they can...
Ooh. How did he work his way up?
Well, I think we're going to get there eventually when we start digging into the financials of some of these shadow LLCs that these people have. I don't know, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I think that we have to look into Resolute Media, which we now know has ties back to Israel via Clock Tower LLC.
Yeah, which is also Havas Media Group and
yeah, and Salem, and it's all this network, right?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, at a greater level, this is all a part of the Greater Israel Project, which, you know, they'll call you a conspiracy theorist for saying it until it happens, and then it's real, right? Kind of like the same thing that's happening with the Charlie Kirk assassination theories, but I digress. And, you know, I think they talk about motives. What motive did the left have for killing Charlie Kirk? What did the left gain from killing Charlie Kirk?
Right.
I haven't seen any wins from the left. If anything, all I've seen is the right steamrolling us in a way that feels, honestly, almost tyrannical. And because we did not vote for any of these things, and when we try to hold them accountable, they tell us to shut up, and they threaten declaring us enemies of the state and terrorists. And now they're using rhetoric such as communism to label anyone who questions things such as what happened to Charlie Kirk, such as Israel's, you know, very obvious subversion of our nation and politicians. They'll label you a communist, Antifa, enemies of the state. We saw Blake Neff doing it at AmFest. And it's akin to that. What they're doing to me is akin to terrorism. You are waging war on America. You guys are attacking.
For sure.
You guys are attacking the foundational pillars of this republic, and you're claiming to love the country while you do it. That's what makes it so deceptive. That's why I'm calling this a disinformation war. And it didn't just begin with the death of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was the first victim in it. He might not have even been the first victim. There were probably plenty before him. He was just the most prominent and the one who threatened them the most, that they had to make a statement for all those underneath him to get in line and not ask questions. And I think that's why we've seen what we've seen with Megyn Kelly. I think that's why we've seen what we've seen with Jack Posobiec. All of these people who considered themselves friends of Charlie, who called themselves friends of Charlie, half of these people who are in office because of Charlie are now going along with the deep state. If that doesn't scream how evil these people are that we are, you know, up against, these forces even, that this is not politics, this is not just your average leftist, this is not just your average communist, like this is Satan manifest in many ways, in my opinion. And we need to say that, we need to talk about that. More churches, more Christians need to be having these conversations openly, articulately, and honestly, because if we don't, we are all going to regret it. And I hate to say that, but history shows. Just look at the Bolshevik Revolution, just look throughout history, millions of us will perish if we do not start asking serious questions about the people who are treating us as if we work for them. No, the government works for us.
Yes.
Yep.
We elected you.
That's right.
And if you are operating for a foreign government before your own people, and you are simultaneously not upholding the values of that republic, which we have entrusted you to defend, it is our lawful right then, as citizens, to do what the Declaration declares. I'm sorry, it is.
Yep.
This isn't like conspiracy. This isn't me trying to incite violence. This is me articulately referencing the foundational documents of our republic in a way that calls out to the King, which is Christ, right? I do not, you know, bend the knee to a politician. I serve Christ alone.
Yeah.
That's what founded this country. And we need to go back to that. That's why I'm saying we all should take a moment and honestly just pray as a nation and cry out to God. Not in some national Zionist funded prayer group that the White House is putting on. No. Like, just fall on your knees and cry out to God.
Yeah.
And we need to be doing that on a regular basis, because these demons are winning the spiritual war. And millions of Christians are being deceived in real time.
Yeah. You know, going back to what you were saying about motive, Frank Turek said the other night, the three main motives for like murder are sex, money, and power. And I'm like, how did Tyler get any one of those things from this? Or how did the left get any one of those things from this? He's just an idiot, you know. But speaking about like Zionism, like, and how it's had this like stranglehold on us, you know, the Schofield Bible was written by Oxford Press and was funded by the Rothschilds, bro.
Yeah, well, and it's like all of our textbooks that we all grew up reading were, you know, Robert Maxwell, and you see the Epstein connection there, the Epi connection there, and so like it's to me, it's deception, it's disinformation, it's demonic. You just have to call it what it is. You have to remove the veil from your eyes. I was blessed that it happened to me in 2020, you know, and that's why when I was still employed at Turning Point USA, I was saying a lot of the things I am now openly. I was like, hey, this stuff, you know, asking the tough questions that a good person asks. And I think I was sidelined because of that. It's part of why I left Turning Point.
You were ahead of the curve. I didn't find out until 2025 when I started really researching the Schofield Bible. You know,
and that's like another thing, getting to the deception of what has happened. It's very evil, right? Like Erica Kirk took the stage and she said, evil has shown its face. Yeah. And I think that she was true. I just think that she was the evil that she was talking about there. And I think that, you know, we know that demons, demonic warfare, spiritual warfare, they have to reveal their hand. They always do.
They reveal the method.
They do. And so I think that in that statement, you know, it was almost like a projection of her and her ilk, and I think if we look at her actions, you know, all like we just have, there's nothing that you can really say to defend that. And
15 minutes a day, and you will be the most toned woman in the room. We're saying goodbye to our printable version of the.
Come on, why is it buffering now? I might have to pause it here. It looks like it never had a problem before. I don't know why it's buffering. There's no reason to be buffering right now. Come on.
To defend that, and you know, a Christian forgiving her.
Come on. We'll just pause it. I'll pause it for a second here because I wanted to get a little more time in this thing here, but I don't get what's going on here. Cause we got connection. We'll just pause it. Come on, freaking thing. But no, I mean, okay, we'll just have to pause it for a second here. Oh, there's something with the connection. Let's see, why did it just do that? I have connection. It should be. Okay, I don't get what's going on here or whatever. But no, I mean, I tell you guys all the time. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna stop at. I want to do it at least an hour each day. But for some reason, it just keeps buffering and I have internet connection. Okay, I can't go. I don't get why this is doing it. No, but I mean, I hope you guys understand that how things are gonna be. I mean, you guys have to understand why that I'm frustrated. We should understand why. Why is U.S.A. basically mad? What's going on? Why is he saying things about that? Knowing that he's a big Trump supporter. You know what? Being well, you guys understand, I'm more of a God, family, country guy. Yes, I did vote for President Trump because he believes in God, family, and country. But when I see something going on that doesn't make any sense, it's our duty as we the people to go and say something. And what I'm seeing myself, that nothing is being done. Nothing is being done. Nothing's being done. All I do is hear talk, and nothing is being done. So that's the issue that I have here, is that I'm tired of hearing all these things about, the whole, we know that the January 2020 election was stolen. We knew it. We knew that when Nick Shirley went into Minnesota, we knew there was fraud going. We knew what Big Balls, we knew what Elon Musk, we knew these things. But instead of people being arrested, we're just letting them walk away. It's okay. No, we're not going for a ride. Right now, we're going to focus on the stuff that's important here, young man. We're going to focus. We are going to be focusing on what is really going on here. We need to talk. We need to talk about what is really going on here. Okay? That's what should matter to you guys. We need to be focused on the stuff like that. Because, do you guys agree? No, Big Balls had done a lot of things. Elon Musk, they both found a lot of fraud. They found a lot of fraud. Big Balls, Elon Musk did. And even Nick Shirley did. And no one else has been arrested. With all this stuff that Nick Shirley, Big Balls, Elon Musk has found, no one has been arrested. That is what we're talking about. That all I hear is President Trump talking. Talk. Oh, we got proof that we got the election. We got documentation showing the election was stolen in 2020. Oh no, we knew that years ago. Yes, Doge, but we got Big Balls too. Everybody's in there. No one's been arrested. No one has been arrested. Why have not called the White House? Because you know what? Calling the White House, what are they going to do? I have responsibility. I can't send a phone day. If I'm going to ask a question, I want to speak to President Trump. I'd like to speak to President Trump and ask him myself. Personally, I'd like to ask him, why has no one has been arrested yet there, sir? I'd like to know why not. Because I believe that your whole campaign were on about people were going to be arrested, that you were going to do, and plus gas prices are going to be cheaper. If gas prices were cheaper, then why are gas prices so high? Why are you so worried? And we're not going to be involved in wars. But why are we got these wars going on stuff? Why are you involved with Israel? Fuck Israel. Fuck Iran. Fuck them all. Let's take care of the American people. Bottom line, let's take care of the American people. That's what we should be doing. Is the American people need help. We need to be focused on American people, focused on our country. Let's make our country great again like we should be doing. That's how I feel, people. I'm tired of I'm seeing what's going on here. Nothing's being done. You know? I didn't like when Joe Biden was off. I didn't like that. Today, I still don't like it. I don't like it. But the thing is, President Trump, I was hoping things would change. And nothing has changed. We're back in the same boat. Nothing's being changed. Have I contacted President Trump? No, I don't have his personal number. Calling the White House, what? He's not. I mean, I want to personally talk to him. I don't want to waste my time. I want to sit down and talk to the man, have an adult conversation. I like to ask him, simple, sir, you can't plan all these things here that you're gonna make America great again. And I'd like to know how you're gonna make America great again when no one's been arrested. You said yourself, people are gonna be arrested. People are gonna be arrested. January 6th there, you did that part. I give you that. January 6th people did get released. But the thing is, no one, the people that were involved in the January 6th, Nancy Pelosi, her daughter, with all this stuff they were doing, no one has been arrested. No one has been arrested. Michael Byrne has not been arrested. He murdered Ashley Babbitt. 0 police officer died that day. 0. 0 police officers. Patriots died, not officer. Let's get that clear, people. So, you know there's people all go around, oh, officer died. No officer did not. 0 officers died that day. 0. Patriots died. No officer died. When President Trump was in 2016, they got done, because America was actually doing good. Okay? America was doing really good. He actually kept everything he was doing, he did it. Things were going the way it should be. But now, things are not going the way it should be. He told it, yes, I give him, he did keep promises that January 6th were going to be released. He did that. But the gas price, he said, is going to be cheaper. It's not. Those things are not being done here. And that is the issue that I have here. Nothing is being done. We're sitting here and nothing's being done. And I like to know, what do you guys really think that things are being done? Do you guys really think so? Things are being done? Micah Byrne is the one who basically shot Ashley Babbitt. Now the other Capitol police he lied. Now I don't know his name pretty well, but he lied. He lied. He makes a freaking book. He lied about a lot of stuff there. I mean, Nancy Pelosi lied. Her daughter was in there filming the whole thing. This is all a setup, all acting. And no one has been arrested besides the January 6ers were locked up for nothing, for no crime. They did no crime. They should never been locked up. It's called, because they have the right to their own grievance. They have the right to go there. That's called we the people's house. We pay for it. Our tax dollars pay for that place. Not the illegals. We the people do. And look at here. Look at all the illegals. So illegals are still here, and they should have been gone. We're still paying for the illegal as we speak today. We're still paying for the illegals to walk around here and doing what they want. And nothing is being done here. And that is what I have, people. Problems with that. I have a lot of problems with stuff here. Why if things are not being done? We know what I did for y'all? I posted that link in that chat there. So if you guys want to, you guys can go ahead and rewatch the whole thing. It's a long live stream. The guy did a long one. So it's gonna take, for me to watch it and all in one, it's impossible. I gotta split it up. I was gonna do like an hour and 24 minutes the first one. An hour there, an hour there. Because it's like 3 hours and 24 minutes. That's what I was going to do. But for some reason, it stopped working. Didn't know why. But I'm really irritated what I see what's going on with the American people. How that people are so damn brainwashed. And I really am mad to see that our own administration here is using us. Like, I never expect that. Because nothing's being done. Do you not see that people are not being locked up? That's what things are not being done. People are not being locked up. With all the promises he made that people were going to be locked up, they're not being locked up. We knew the January 2020 election was stolen. We knew it. Why do you think the January 6ers went there? They went to basically go for their agreements. They went there because they knew their self. We knew a long time ago. That one's been and then they're the ones who got arrested. They got arrested. People got murdered. People took their life, and nothing's being done. And nothing is being done. All we do is talk. Talk is cheap these days. My thing is, why do you guys think that? Let's put it this way. Why do you guys don't think that President Trump is not arresting anybody? I want you guys to answer that question. Why do you guys think that President Trump is not arresting people? I'd like to know why. Why is he not? Why is he not arresting people? Chat, I want you guys to answer the question. The election was stolen, buddy. That is a fact. That's documentation. Election was stolen. The election was stolen. So ask the question, why do you think President Trump was not arresting anybody yet? Why? Answer the question, please. Why is he have not arrested anybody yet? That is a very, very good question for y'all to answer. Why? Because I don't know, I'm really tongue-tied, and I'm seriously tongue-tied. You know, he want to know questions about me. My thing is, why would I think so myself personally? Is it the team that he's out there? Is something going on? Maybe, you know, is he scared about something else coming out? I don't know. That is like, I mean, I honest shoot you. I need to know why, because I mean, I'm so confused, because with all of the documentation, with everything that we had that shows the election was stolen, we knew it a long time ago. We know it. We have the proof. We know that Michael Byrne did shoot Ashley Babbitt, an innocent person, innocent veteran. She did nothing wrong, and no one's been arrested. We seen our own eyes, black and white, man. We seen this person, well, it was a police officer that walked in and gave this other officer a fist bump. We seen it. We seen that basically nasty clothes. We seen their daughter walking around doing videos, filming the whole thing, like a video. We seen it. And then the other guy, the other Capitol police officer, he got caught lying multiple times. He's a freaking coward. He's a liar. Look at that stuff, people. I mean, if I could go back and show you guys that stuff, I don't know I forgot the guy's name, but he's a liar. He lied. He lied. He actually lied to the people. He lied about a lot of things, and then they lied to you guys. They lied to you guys about saying that officer died. 0 officer died. No one wants to say that actual patrons died. No. There were 0 police officers that died that day. 0. Patrons died, not officers. There's a difference. But we can't say it. You know? Look at Israel. Look at Israel. I mean, we're so freaking worried about them Israel. Why are we so worried about Israel? What is Israel doing for Israel? All Israel's doing is starting shit. We don't need to be involved in Israel. Israel is the problem here. Israel, the Bible is not the same thing as Israel. It's not the same. We're all so damn confused. We all want to support Israel. Fuck Israel. Like I said before, fuck Israel. We need to be focused on the American people, man. Let Israel deal with their own bullshit. If Israel wants to go start fucking war, let them fucking deal with their own shit. Let them deal. We need to stop using our own tax dollars, our own money on their shit. We need to stop. The officer beated that woman. That's not fake. That's true. That's a difference. She was actually beating by an officer with a baton. That's not fake. That's true. Good try, but you're not gonna pass that one, buddy. That was all true. Patrons died. She was murdered by that officer that was using the baton. Ashley was shot by Michael Byrne. 0 police officer died that day. 0. We need to start doing our own research, kids. You know, not only that, but you look at it. The court system, even when they even rule against it, they know it's a fact. They know that actually the janitor sits there, completely, they know it. That whole thing was a complete setup. It was. They know it was. It was a whole setup. It's all a bunch of bullshit, guys. We need to seriously wake up. 0 cops died today. 0. You know, the thing is, the fact that, you know, the January 2020 election, it's coming out. We all knew a long time ago, but now, publicly-wise, it's out there. But guess what? It's public-wise. It says that the election was stolen again, public-wise, loud and proud. But guess what? Is anybody going to cover that? No. No one's going to cover it because we can't do it, because we got to hide behind our screen. We gotta still sit there and say, no, it's not true, because we're still want to be brainwashed. Just like right now, we're being played by our own people in office, man. We're being played. We are being played right now, and it's time for our own people in office that are playing us. It's time for us to wake up. You know what? We need to stop being gaslight here. We need to really wake up and demand that we want justice. We want things to be done. Because I believe that when I started doing my live stream here in DC, I believe that I made it very clear that I want justice. We all want justice. We didn't want bullshit, lies for our own people. We want justice. We want things to be done. And seeing these people walk around and not be arrested, that irritates me a lot. That seeing that no one has been arrested. No one's been arrested, and all we do is talk. And talk is fucking cheap these days. It's cheap. So it's time for us to wake up and start selling the coffee. I don't care what side party you're on, whatever side you're on, I'm going to call you on it, and that's how it's going to be. And if you want to call around and tell me that I'm not a MAGA supporter, oh, you're going against my family, no. Guess what? It's not going against nobody. It's a fact. Because when I see something wrong, I'm going to speak up to it. Because you know what? I'm a truly 100% MAGA supporter. I believe in God. God, family, country. That's what comes first in life. It's God. And I believe God is very strong. But for us Americans, to make America great again, we need to work together. And right now, what's happening with his little team in the office around? We're not making America great again. And we're making America worse again. And this is not what I voted for. And I know that if anybody here voted for it, then you're sick in the head. If you can't tell anybody in the chat there, that's how you don't feel the same way, there's something mentally wrong with you too. I am sick and tired of stuff. Like I said before, people, if President Trump was here, I will speak to him peacefully wise, respect, okay? Yes, sir. No, sir. Because I have manners, okay? I will speak to the man. What I see is going on, I'll tell him how I feel. He had campaigned on cheap gas prices, cheap everything, and basically we're going to be arrested, and things that make America great again. That's what he campaigned on. So, when things are not being done, I'm going to say something. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not a coward, okay? I don't sit behind my screen and be a coward or behind my phone. I speak online. Just because I'm a Trump supporter, okay? And I always will be a Trump supporter. But you know what? Right now, President Trump is not looking too good. He's going to lose people. He is losing people. He is losing people. The people that are still want to be his supporters right now, people are just not woken up yet. If you watch that video that I linked out up in there, you guys are going to start seeing our own team. Our people now are lying to us. There's a distraction. They're distracting us from the main thing, the main topic. What's really going on? Nothing's being done. That is the thing. It's a distraction. Just like you guys like to. You like to distract things. Put things in the chat. It's called distraction. You gotta learn to focus on what is really going on in life. You guys can't do that. See, I actually have eyes and ears. I listen and I look. I see what's going on. I see what's going on here, and it's a distraction. All this shit that's going on is a fucking distraction. No one's been arrested. No one is being arrested. We're just sitting there waiting, and then when 28 comes around, oh, President Trump leaves, and then guess what? If we get another damn government control in office, then guess what? Nothing's gonna happen. You know what the first thing they're gonna do? They already made it very clear. If they get the House, they're gonna automatically, they're gonna impeach his ass. They're gonna do that right away. And then if they get in the president office, all the shit that he has got in place for now, they're gonna turn it over. Why is it when Joe Biden was in office in 2020, Joe Biden came in and took everything away what that President Trump had in place and turned it over, put the whole thing over to exactly the way he wanted it to be. But then when Trump came in office, he could have done the same fucking thing. We could have, our gas price was cheap in 2016. It was fucking cheap. It was what he did in 2016. It was awesome. It was, but nothing. So now the things we have these days are not. Gas prices are high, and we're not getting nowhere. And we got people these days that get all mad because you speak your mind. I'm supposed to shut up. I can't put my dirty laundry on. It's not a fucking dirty laundry. It's called a fax. Let's get it correct. Okay? Yes, I use my language, kids. I don't care. I really don't. Call the police. Call the YouTube police. I really don't care. I truly don't. Because what I see what's going on, it's disgusting. And I'm really disgusted with what's going on here. Our own people we're being played here. And this is not what I voted for. I know I didn't vote for her. I know that D. Mac early came there and said it, but you know what? I did not vote for this stuff. Never did, I never will. By the way, the haircut looks good, thank you. I had to get a little bit off there. It was just too much. It was just too hot outside. Yes, I had to get a little haircut off. It was just too hot. We had a really hot heat last week. At least right now, it's cooler down. I think it's maybe in the 60s or 70s right now. Just the way I like to live. Little dirt bikes up there. Yeah, but that's just. I'm really not happy. I'm not happy. And when I come out and say something, I mean I'm saying because I actually truly don't like what's going on. We need to. Thing is, with everything that has happened, with January 2020 election being stolen, we know that the whole thing was a setup. We know it was. We know that Officer Michael Byrne, Camp Police did murder Ashley Devlin. We know that. We know that the officer beat that lady with a baton, killed her. We know that. It's all out there. I mean, clearly, it's all in black and white. All you gotta do is open your eyes up. Open your eyes and use your brain cells. It's right there. It's been there. It's right there in front of your face. But we're not. For some reason, we don't want to open our eyes up. We want to sit behind our screen. We want to keep denying our heads. No. It's right there. But it's up to you all to open your eyes up. Open your eyes up. Open your brains. And really start thinking, man, is he actually like, man, is he really telling the truth there? Yeah, maybe I need to start doing maybe I need to go look into what he's saying. At least go look into it, see, and do some research. And maybe if you open your mind up, open yourself, maybe we'll start seeing, hey, this guy's actually known that he's a MAGA supporter. He's even telling you guys. I'm telling you what I see. What I see is going on. Our own administration, it's not making America great again. It's making America fucking worse again. It's making America worse again. It's not great again. There's a difference. And I really thought, I thought in 24, when President Trump went 25, that we're going to make America great again. but it hasn't. It only made America worse now. Nothing's changed. No one's been arrested. Gas prices are high. You know, there is no reason for stuff. There really is no reason. I mean, he can't. Did he not campaign? I mean, unless I'm freaking stupid, guys. Did he not campaign on that we're walking on liquid gold? That we're walking on liquid gold? Did he not say that? Did he not say that, Heel, in the chat? And did he not say that we're walking on liquid gold? Yes or no? Gas prices should be right now exactly what it was before. It should be $1.65 a gallon or less. It should be less. I say $1.50 really. It should be down there. There's no reason for gas prices. We shouldn't be buying gas oil from out of our country. We shouldn't be doing that. If we're standing here walking on liquid gold, we should not be buying any fucking oil out of the country. That's just common sense. Did he not campaign it, guys? Did he not campaign on that we have so much liquid gold in us? Did he not? That we don't need to buy any more oil from other countries? Did he not? I believe he did. He said it multiple times. His whole campaign to get himself elected. That's what he campaigned. The biggest thing is about basically the fraud, everything on, and the gas price. Nothing's being done. Why you guys think I'm frustrated? Why do you think I'm mad? I'm mad because I see what's going on here. Let's see what we got here. Why did he lie? Well, that's a question. Well, that thing is we have to ask him. Why did he say that we're walking on liquid gold? Because he can't. I mean, that's what I want to ask him. I don't have the answer. I want to ask him that question. That's why I say President Trump. If you get this question, I would like to know is why did you campaign on? You told the American people that you were walking on liquid gold. If we're walking on liquid gold, then why is gas prices so high? Because in 2016 you did an awesome job. Why here in 24 and 25 when you got in office, why is it not the same? You know, you campaign this stuff. We know the election 2020 was stolen. Okay, but now you're in office, and you can't. That was your biggest campaign. I support you 100%. But you know, I know there's people saying about J.D. Vance. When he comes in office in 20. Am I going to support J.D. Vance? Right now, no. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to support J.D. Vance. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So I know, go out there and make that quotation. No, I will not support. I'm not going to support this administration right now. If we're not the administration, what it's doing, I feel like we've been lied to. We are being lied to. We're being fucking distracted about that. What the fuck is going on these days? The only way right now that things that can change the way I feel is if I start seeing action. When I start seeing people being arrested like it should have been done, and start seeing things the way it used to be in 2016, then you know what? Then you got me back in. Right now, I'm not there no more. I'm not. They lost me. They lost me 100% on that stuff. I'm very, 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 very disappointed. It hurt to see what is going on in our own country. To see that our own administration has betrayed us. I'm really disappointed. I would never support a lefty. I would never support a government control office. I would never will. I always will support. I've always been a republic. I always believe in God. It must be God, government, country. You know, and I'm always for pro-life. I always will be for pro-life. That's how I am, and just because what's going on now, it's not going to change that way I feel. I always will be a pro-life person because I believe in God. No one should be. No child should be murdered. No child should be. Now, I know you people out there might think it's okay. I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. You're right. It's gonna be hard to be back. But the thing is, it's not really up to us. It's up to them if they really want to change. The thing is, they have to face God one day. Like, if they don't want things to change, they have to face God. I know in my heart, I know what I want, and I know that what's the right thing. And if I don't do it, then I have to face God. And right now, I'm doing what's right. I'm seeking line and telling the American people what the truth is, and seeing what's going on, and I'm not happy. That man, keyword, used to work for Turning Point USA, but they got rid of him. Then he went off X. He spoke his mind. It's called freedom of speech, right? Spoke his mind. Then he gets censored. Then what the fuck is going on? Because I clearly thought the whole thing is what Twitter was doing before. And the whole point of Elon Musk buying Twitter and turning X is so that we can have this censorship. So we can be able to have our freedom of speech. How come that a person speaks his mind now being censored? That's not right. We, the people, should have the right to speak. That's our God-given gift. We have the right to our own freedom of speech, man. You know, we don't have the right to go around and threaten people. No. No one does. But to see this person being censored because he spoke his mind, that's bullshit. And it's bullshit to see that. I know there's going to be people that are going to be our Trump supporters. They're not going to open up. I know they're not going to. I understand that. But the thing is, the only thing we can as an American is talk and try to speak. But the thing is, it's not just one person talking and stressing what's going on. It takes the community. It takes we, the people, to talk. One person talking is not going to do it. It's going to take all of us to start talking. All of us to bring awareness, bring what's really going on, and get people to really see the picture. See that we are being distracted. Me talking about one person is not going to do it. It takes we, the people, to do it. You know, we already know what the other side feels, but you know, we need to get people that are actually claiming, you know, we need people that claim to be mega supporters to be out there talking too. Because if the mega supporters are the one talking, if we get some mega supporters start talking and saying, look, this is, what I see too is true, this is what's happening. That's how things are going to change. We can't make things change if it's just one person. One person can't change anything. I mean, yes, God gave me a voice. I'm going to use it. I'm not afraid to use my voice. But it takes more than one. Because God doesn't like people to sit around and watch. God wants everybody to speak up. When you see something, you're supposed to speak up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing my part. That I know what's right. I know that when it comes down to the day that it was time for me to go, at least I know I'm doing what's right in life. I know that I'm doing everything. I'll never quit. You know, the thing is, you know, the fact that, you know, I was doing financially good, you know, until Joe Biden came in office and things got worse, then I came homeless. Am I proud to be about homeless? No, I'm not. I don't like it. I hate it. You know what? And then you got people out these days saying, oh, he wants to be homeless. No, I don't want to be homeless. Who the hell wants to be homeless? No one wants to be homeless. No one does. I like to be able to have my own place. I like to get up and be able to go and make myself a nice, good, hot meal. I would love to have a hot meal. Good hot meal. Good homemade hot meal. Not the bullshit you buy at the store. Homemade. This is different. Kids, ladies. There is a difference in life when it comes to talk about food. Okay? I love to eat, and I can cook. I love cooking. I do. Oh, I seriously do. I love, because no, I mean, I love cooking. I mean, I would go to the park. I will cook up. I love doing that stuff. I actually just did it a couple days ago. I didn't do it live. I just went out there because, well, actually I did. Actually, no, that time I didn't do it. That time I went to the park. I didn't do it live. I just cooked. I just sit back and just relax, enjoy the well, it was freaking hot out there. It wasn't terribly bad. But the other time I did a live stream with you guys, I didn't really cook out. I just did it live. But no, it's just, we need to seriously focus, people. We need to stop being so distracted. We need to wake up. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really don't. I mean, but like I can tell you, I mean, the only thing I can say, I can suggest out there, you know, if you want to call yourself a MAGA supporter, that you were, here if you were, you got to get out there and speak. You know, you got to get out there and speak. You can't just you can't express how you feel about something to one person or whatever. You got to get out there, public, talk to the people. You know why? Because when other people hear other people talking about what's really going on, it's gonna make a difference. But when they hear one person talking, they're gonna think, "Well, this person is shit." But when they start hearing more people, like, okay, they start hearing 1, okay, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're like, man, people are like, oh shit, this is really going on. It starts fucking on your brain cells. That's a problem these days. We're not opening our brain cells because we're so stuck on fake news, bullshit. We're so fucking distracted. So, on that note, there, we're gonna go put it in the live stream. You guys got the link in the chat there. We'll try to rewatch the other part. Let's see. We got exactly. Let me get this. Because I was gonna watch more. I want to watch a whole hour. I did. So we're at 48 minutes. 48 minutes. So at 48 minutes, so we'll have to watch more. We got a lot to watch. I can't do it all one time, guys. It's just too much. It's impossible. I have responsibilities. This is something you guys have to go and click on the link. Go watch it yourself. Go see for yourself. Go watch it yourself, and then we'll try to go back again on Friday. You know. I mean, yeah. We'll do it Friday. I mean, I have responsibility, kids. I do. I have a lot of stuff I gotta do. You're welcome. You guys all enjoy your night. You guys all enjoy your night. You guys all have a good night. Bye. Thank you, and thank you guys for all the. Please make sure we all share it out and talk, and just don't just take one side. Actually talk about it. Explain and show them exactly what you're seeing, just like I was doing. You see what you see. You explain to them. The gentleman used to work for Basic Terminal U.S.A. He has lost his job, and now he spoke his mind on X. Now he's being censored. Why is he being censored? Why? I thought the whole thing access will be freedom of speech. We're being distracted. That is the biggest thing. We are being distracted. So it's time for you guys to wake up. Please, wake up. Share it up. Share. And make sure we all like this video. Make sure we share it out and like it. Those things are all free. Well, you guys enjoy. Have a good night.